But yeah, I don't think Canelo's beating David. I don't blame him not to fight David. Canelo, stay away from David. Don't do it. Let me get out of it one time. Don't do it.
You've been in a ring with both guys, Canelo and Benavidez. If they fought, which I don't think they're gonna fight no time soon, who do you think will win?
Man, that's hard to say. I think both have pros and cons. You know, I feel like the things that Canelo does better than David. There's things that David does better than Canelo.
Canelo Alvarez has offered an honest and unflinching assessment of the upcoming showdown between David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez, Morrell, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight.
With the boxing world buzzing in anticipation of this explosive light heavyweight clash, Canelo's words stand out as he brings his wealth of experience to the discussion. The two fighters, both of whom are highly regarded in the sport, will face off in a battle that holds significant implications for the future of the division. Canelo, who has faced some of the greatest boxers in the world, predicts that the fight between Benavidez and Morrell will be a closely contested one, calling it a 50-50 matchup.
Man, no secret for everybody that Benavidez was. You know Robocop? Hey, stop. Yeah, that's it.
David Benavidez, known for his savage power and relentless aggression, has been one of the most talked about fighters in recent years. Despite his success at super middleweight, Benavidez has set his sights on the light heavyweight division, and he is expected to bring his fearsome presence to the 175-pound weight class when he faces Morrell. Benavidez has built a reputation for demolishing opponents with his brutal knockout ability, a skill he demonstrated in his past victories over well-known opponents such as Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade.
What makes him so good in your opinion, Mike? Why does he beat everybody in your opinion?
His attitude, you know, he was a little heavy fat kid and stuff like that, and he wanted to prove himself to the world.
Does he beat Canelo in your opinion?
I think he beats everybody he gets in the ring with. Could beat everybody. My money's with Benavidez until he gets beat. And then if he gets beat, I'm still with him.
On the other hand, David Morrell Jr. is a rising star in the light heavyweight division, boasting an undefeated record of 11-0 with 9 knockouts. Known for his exceptional skills, Morrell has quickly gained a reputation for being a well-rounded fighter with excellent footwork, technique, and a punch that can stop opponents in their tracks. However, while Morrell has an impressive record, he has often been vocal in his belief that Benavidez is overrated, even going so far as to suggest that he will knock the Mexican-American fighter out.
David Morrell is going to put up one hell of a fight. I just think David Benavidez is not what people think he is. I see a highly skilled fighter with good fluidity in his punches and his moves. The guy, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. And I'm talking about skill-wise. Like, he got fast hands. He throws great flurries. He knows how to break you down systematically. His defense is far better than people give him credit. Him against Oleksandr Volcic, I was like, brother, this guy looks great, right? He just needs more time at 175, which I think he got.
For his part, Morrell has expressed his confidence in his ability to defeat Benavidez. In interviews leading up to the fight, Morrell has called out Benavidez for his lack of movement and footwork, claiming that the WBC interim champion is easy to hit and lacks the ability to dance in the ring. Morrell's disdain for Benavidez's style has been evident, as he has frequently compared him to the robotic, unyielding character of RoboCop, suggesting that Benavidez's methodical, forward-moving approach would play into his own hands. For Morrell, this is a fight he has been calling for, and he seems determined to prove that he is more than capable of taking down the heavily favored Benavidez.
You know, he's the big guy. He's also stronger too. So you have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. I mean, nothing for you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I have move. You know, I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
However, the Benavidez camp isn't concerned about Morrell's bravado. David Benavidez Sr., the father and trainer of David Benavidez, has been outspoken in his belief that Morrell has made a mistake in rushing into this fight. While Benavidez Sr. acknowledges that Morrell is a talented fighter, he is confident that his son's experience and strength will be too much for the Cuban. The Benavidez family believes that Morrell's decision to take on Benavidez at this stage of his career will backfire, and they predict that Morrell will leave the ring a changed fighter after facing Benavidez's power.
Be known by
the fighter that he never ran from nobody and wanted to give the fans the great fights and exciting fights. And that's why he called Al Heyman, and he said that he wanted that fight with David Morrell, because David Morrell's been talking a lot of shit, and, you know, a lot of people say that he's been ducking David Morrell. And the real fights that David wants are the Bivol and Benavidez. So in order to get those big fights, we got to go through David Morrell in order to get those other fights.
Indeed, the elder Benavidez sees his son as operating on a different level compared to Morrell. He has emphasized that David Benavidez's relentless attack, size, and ability to push the pace in the ring will overwhelm Morrell, who has not yet faced the same level of resistance that Benavidez has experienced. Despite Morrell's undeniable skill and talent, the Benavidez camp remains firmly confident that their fighter will come out on top.
You know, we want to knock him out, you know, to show that David's the best at 175, and we're coming to take that belt, the title that he has. So we're preparing for that. At the end of the day, he's gonna want to come and destroy us, you know, but that's what we want to do also, you know.
The fight between Benavidez and Morrell is not just a battle of two undefeated fighters, but a clash of contrasting fighting styles. Benavidez, who relies on his brute strength and pressure fight, will likely attempt to impose his will on Morrell from the very first bell. His strategy often involves wearing down his opponents with a high volume of punches and using his physicality to dominate inside. On the other hand, Morrell's style is more elusive, as he relies on his agility, quick footwork, and slick counterpunching to outmaneuver his opponents. Morrell's ability to move around the ring and avoid damage while landing clean shots will be key if he hopes to succeed against the powerful Benavidez.
I want to see him break the I'm gonna beat the shut the what do you mean? February 1st, we're going in there. Break it.
In the lead-up to the fight, both camps have engaged in a war of words, with Morrell taking aim at Benavidez's technique and Benavidez Sr. responding with threats of a punishing defeat for the Cuban. Despite the trash talk, both fighters have shown respect for each other's abilities, with the recognition that this is a high-stakes match with the potential to alter the trajectory of their careers. The outcome of this fight will determine who moves forward as the top contender in the light heavyweight division, with the possibility of a future title shot against either Artur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol, the reigning champions in the division.
I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hurt David Morrell as much as possible. More than anybody's ever hurt him and more than anybody will hurt. He's never gonna forget David Benavidez after this fight.
Whoa!
I'm gonna beat the shit out.
This is my foot, you know nothing.
What?
This is my foot, you know nothing, man.
I'm gonna beat the shit out.
Hey,
3 weeks left of the fight. 3 weeks left of the fight. There's nothing you can do.
Man, I'm ready for fight tomorrow. I don't care.
How does it feel that
I'm ready for fight tomorrow. I don't care, bro.
How do you feel that you're making less money than your manager?
Listen,
how does that feel?
You can't do a change, nothing.
You what? They're all gonna cash out. Nobody's gonna be behind you. It's on.
You have power, man.
You can do now.
You have power.
There's nothing you can do now. I'm gonna retire that. I'm gonna retire that.
You have nothing.
Stop saying all this.
That's it. That's it.
I'm gonna beat the shit out you.
Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. You know,
that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna beat the shit out you. You're never gonna come back to boxing.
You are so predictable. You are so simple. I mean, you're nothing, man.
Okay, exactly.
I mean, what do you mean?
Good.
What do you mean?
Good. I'm glad you're saying that. After I fucking stopped you, I want you to say that too.
In the midst of all the hype surrounding the fight, boxing experts and analysts have weighed in on the matchup, with many acknowledging that this is one of the most exciting and unpredictable bouts in recent memory. Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, has suggested that this will be a back-and-forth contest, with both fighters likely experiencing moments of vulnerability. Ellerbe envisions a fight where both Benavidez and Morrell are knocked down at some point, with each fighter pushing the other to their limits. He believes that the fans will be the real winners in this fight, as it promises to deliver an action-packed spectacle filled with drama and intensity.
50-50 kind of fight. I expect that somebody's gonna hit the canvas, and it probably might be early, and the other person might get hurt in the fight. It's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows in this particular fight because both guys really, really want it bad, and want to make a big statement. It's gonna be a lot of trash talking with the build-up. So this is one of those kind of fights that the fans will actually win with this.
Robert Garcia also weighed in on the matchup, highlighting the importance of this fight for the future of the sport. Garcia acknowledges that both Benavidez and Morrell have the potential to be major stars in the light heavyweight division, but he admits that it is difficult to pick a clear winner. While Garcia believes that Benavidez's experience and strength give him the edge, he also respects Morrell's skills and talent.
Benavidez, Morrell. How does that fight go?
It's gonna be sick. See, those are the fights that need to happen, man. Those are the fights that the world wants to see. You know, I was talking about Bam, but there's no big names for Bam at 115, 118, maybe a couple, 122, maybe one day, 3 years from now. But Benavidez, you know, and Morrell, they both move up to a division where they're chasing the big fights and now they're fighting each other. That's just badass, man. That's gonna be a sick-ass fight.
Ultimately, Garcia predicts a thrilling contest, one that will capture the attention of boxing fans around the world.
Can't wait for that one.
How do you see it going, though? Who do you favor?
Man, those two
busy guy that sets it up, got a lot of power.
Both they're gonna put up a bad fight, man. I don't know, man. It's a hard pick, but I'm going with Benavidez, definitely.
Mexico.
Definitely have to go with Benavidez, but it'll be a bad fight.
Yeah.
I'm glad they can do it. See, they're showing everybody else, you know, that the fights could, you know, they need to happen. We need to see them.
Teddy Atlas also shared his thoughts on the fight, praising both fighters for their rapid rise in the sport. He draws comparisons between Morrell's quick ascent to the top and the early success of other legendary fighters, such as Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez and Leon Spinks, who achieved great things in the sport in a short period of time. Atlas believes that Morrell's impressive amateur background and his rapid transition to the professional ranks set him apart from many other fighters, but he also acknowledges the challenge posed by Benavidez's experience and power. For Atlas, this fight is significant because both fighters are taking a major risk, stepping up to face each other instead of waiting for easier opportunities.
Like only a few special fighters have, you know, guys like Lomachenko, Rigon Vial, you know, who else? There's been a few, but a handful of guys that could win a title in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights, which he did. So, hey, don't forget, I know people don't give him enough respect, but he really should get it. I can't help but say it. I like people getting respect when they should. I really do. Leon Spinks, you know, he beat Ali after what, 9 fights, whatever it was, short period of fights. Benavidez, you know, and Benavidez, give him all the credit in the world. Like, goodness, him and his father, give them credit that, you know, they didn't get the Canelo fight. You know, they're right in line for the winner of Bivol and Benavidez. But what do? They just sit around and, you know, twiddle their thumbs or sit around and fight a soft touch? No, they take this. So I'm chomping at the bit. I'm really curious for that fight. It's a great fight. Really am.
Paulie Malignaggi has been vocal in his belief that the real top fight in the light heavyweight division is between Benavidez and Morrell, not Canelo Alvarez. While Canelo controls the financial side of boxing, Malignaggi argues that the true talent lies within the Benavidez-Morrell matchup. Both fighters have the potential to defeat Canelo, he asserts, and this fight represents the future of the division. According to Malignaggi, the boxing world has been too focused on the financial side of the sport, often at the expense of the best matchups, and this fight will help set the record straight.
But the biggest problem is this. All the money is in Canelo Alvarez, but the best fight is probably Benavidez versus Morrell. You know what I mean? Like the best fight in terms of the top, who are actually the top 2 guys in this weight class are probably Benavidez and Morrell. I think they both beat Canelo. You know, so it's funny because all the money's with Canelo, so everything revolves around Canelo. And this is why this sport is backwards.
Jaime Munguia expressed his excitement for the upcoming fight, although he favors Benavidez to win. Munguia believes that Benavidez's greater experience will give him the upper hand, but he acknowledges that Morrell is a talented fighter who could make things difficult for the undefeated champion. Munguia sees this as a closely contested battle, one that could go either way, and he is eager to see how it plays out in the ring.
What's your reaction to David Benavidez fighting David Morrell? How do you see that fight?
Bueno, yo creo que sin duda va a ser una pelea muy buena. Pienso que debería ganar Benavidez por su experiencia, porque tiene mucha más experiencia que Morrell, entonces creo que es un peleador más fuerte, pero Morrell también es un peleador muy bueno, entonces sin duda va a ser una gran pelea.
You like it?
Sí, me gusta. Sí.
¿Por qué?
Pues yo creo que los dos son invictos, pues están en la misma empresa, se conocen, saben, no sé, se me hace una pelea muy emocionante.
As the fight draws nearer, more figures in the boxing world continue to weigh in on the upcoming clash. Dimitri Bivol remained neutral, acknowledging Morrell's potential while refraining from making a prediction on the outcome.
To be honest, I didn't see anything about this fight, but I know Benavidez, I saw a couple of short clips of Morrell, and it's an interesting fight. Really good fight.
Sean Porter has also given his thoughts on the fight, giving Benavidez a slight edge due to his experience and strength. Porter believes that Benavidez's past battles against tough opponents will give him a mental advantage over Morrell, who has not faced the same caliber of competition. Nonetheless, Porter recognizes the threat Morrell poses and suggests that it will be a close and competitive fight.
I think that David is special. I think that he's gonna get better. Like you said, I don't think he peaked.
Yeah.
I think he's peaking, but I don't think he is as good as he's gonna be. You never see that to you in the biggest fight of your life.
Gonna get better.
He's gonna get better. You never see how good he truly is until he's in the biggest fight of his life.
Lonnie B praised Morrell for his impressive skill set, describing him as a large, slick fighter with the dangerous qualities characteristic of Cuban boxing. Morrell's exceptional footwork and ability to land punches while avoiding damage were highlighted as key assets that will make him a difficult opponent for the power-punching Benavidez. His ability to remain elusive while being offensive is expected to cause significant trouble for Benavidez, as Morrell can deliver clean shots while evading incoming attacks.
Because David Morrell is big too. He's big for super middleweight too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's big. He can punch. He's slick. Real got that Cuban style. What he Cuban? Yeah. Like real slick.
But offensive with it.
Offensive with it, and those styles are tough for anybody to fight. For anybody to fight.
Even the Mexican monster?
Even the Mexican monster.
Lonnie B also pointed out the contrast in fighting styles between the two. Benavidez typically uses his size and strength to overwhelm opponents, but he is not known for the same level of slickness or elusiveness as Morrell. This stylistic difference leads Lonnie B to believe that Benavidez's usual approach of wearing down adversaries might not be as effective against someone as agile and strategic as Morrell, who can move around the ring and counterpunch with precision.
So would you favor David or Canelo in that sense? I mean David as in Benavidez? No.
That's a 50-50 fight. David Morrell and David Benavidez is a 50-50 fight, in my opinion.
As February 1st approaches, the excitement for the Benavidez-Morrell clash continues to build, with both fighters promising to leave it all in the ring. So, what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.